If you ask any estate agent in Acton, they'll tell you that there's a need for family homes, not studio or one-bedroom flats, which is what is being built behind me predominantly. There was also a massive need, and this is the same right across London, for homes for Londoners. Now, if you look into what's happening behind me, they are marketing those homes right across the world to the global wealthy, basically. So we, a couple of years ago, came across a broadcast, a live broadcast in China. It's like a half-an-hour program marketing properties from Ferrari Park to wealthy people who want to invest in properties. The same has happened, same sort of thing has happened in Saudi Arabia. And that tall building, it's going to be 22 stories when they finish it. It's predominantly being marketed in Singapore. Now, if you go on Savills Singapore site, you're invited, if you want to buy here, to contact an executive. And if you Google that executive's name, she deals with people who are some of the ultra rich in the world. Residents in this area, I think, largely feel really voiceless. They feel like it's left to them to hold developers to account, to keep the standards high or make sure that these properties are homes for Londoners. And they feel that the council just aren't listening to them. So about a year and a half ago, the council leader came to Ferrari Park. He stood, just behind me here, and he said, from now on, local residents will be in the driving seat when it comes to big scale developments like the one behind me at Ferrari Park. And then not so long after that, the developers, as they do, they come back and try and increase the height of buildings. So they get planning permission for a certain height, and then they say, actually, we need it to be double the height because our profits aren't going to be high enough. They did that, and unanimously, the people in the area objected to it. There were 881 objections, well worded, well worked out objections, and the council, even though there were no letters of support for the new development, the council ignored all of those people. So when you hear the council leader stand here and say local residents are in the driving seat, and then they ignore the local residents, it just makes people here feel voiceless. Young people are struggling to buy houses, to buy properties, to buy homes for themselves. And many end up living at home with their parents. Now, if you're lucky enough to have parents in London, then you have access to London. But if you don't live in London, your family home isn't in London, London isn't accessible to you because rents are high and it's really hard to buy a house unless you have family money. And I just think that what that is doing is changing the way London looks. And I think that's a real pity. One of the ways of tackling that is to build more homes, but it has to be the right homes. But we are doing it the wrong way. And what happens is councils and governments can say, they can tick off and say, we've built X amount of homes, so we're solving the housing crisis. But all you need to do is scratch beneath the surface and you'll see that, yeah, you might be building more homes, but it's not solving the housing crisis.